Today we're gonna make a barbecue brisket pizza. Now this pizza is inspired by Casey's barbecue brisket pizza. We are gonna use the brisket we smoked last week, and we are going to make a fantastic pizza. This is seriously one of the best things you can make. And if you don't have brisket, you can do chicken, you can do shredded pork, just about anything. But either way, this is incredibly delicious. Let's take a look. Alright, so for this brisket pizza, you don't need a whole lot of ingredients, but what you're going to need first and foremost is, of course, pizza dough, which we made last week. Then you're going to need some barbecue sauce. I have some homemade barbecue sauce here. Then you're going to need brisket, of course. I have about 13 ounces left of the smoked brisket. I'm going to use about 8 ounces of that, save the rest for something else. Then you're going to need some onion. You can use yellow or red onion, white onion, whatever it is you have available. This is roughly about a quarter of an onion I have left, and I'm probably going to use the entire thing for that. Then you're going to need about 8 ounces or roughly 227 grams of mozzarella cheese, which obviously will shred. And then on top of the pizza, we're going to use pickled jalapenos. Now, if you don't like jalapenos because they're too spicy for you, or you want something hotter, you can go for a different type of pepper. Personally, pickled jalapenos, I find that they add a nice bit of lightness to help get through some of the richness of the pizza, but also they're just really good. If jalapenos are too spicy for you, I believe that regular dill pickles like the dill chips or pickles in general would work just fine in place of the jalapenos. And then very lastly, the last thing that we'll put on top of the pizza, and this will be after the whole thing is complete, is we're going to do a drizzle of ranch dressing. Now, this is actually homemade ranch dressing. Obviously, you can just use whatever you like, whatever you prefer. Same goes with the barbecue sauce. If you have homemade, use it. If you have a particular brand you prefer, then use that instead. But now we got everything together, so we'll get the cheese shredded, the onions chopped, and then we'll start putting the pizza together. Alright, we preheated our oven to 375 degrees, and while we're doing that, go ahead and sprinkle some cornmeal on the pizza pan to help prevent the pizza dough from sticking. Then we'll grab out our pizza dough, hand stretch that. Alright, and then now we're going to add about half a cup of barbecue sauce. And then, I know this might seem crazy. If you do not like putting your toppings underneath the cheese, I know that's crazy, but this is one pizza where I really recommend it. So, we're going to put down our brisket. We have roughly about 8.5 ounces of chopped smoked brisket. And as I said before, if you do not have brisket available, because brisket is not it's not cheap, and if you haven't smoked some ahead of time, it's just not worth trying to do before you make the pizza. You can use chicken, you can use steak, you can use ground beef, you can use shredded pork, you can use probably ground pork. I'm sure that would work fine. I've done this also with carnitas, which I haven't put the recipe for it up on the channel yet, but it works very, very well with carnitas because it basically acts like essentially barbecue pulled pork. But we'll go ahead and put all of that down, have a nice generous amount of smoked brisket, and then we'll put our quarter of an onion. Might look like a lot. You can obviously do as much or as little as you like. I'm doing all of this because when everything is all combined, it's not nearly as noticeable as it would be otherwise. The onion gets pretty well cooked down anyway. Maybe we'll extra barbecue sauce just for the sake of helping to combine things a little better. And then we're going to put our 8 ounces or 227 grams approximately mozzarella cheese. And then lastly, before it goes into the oven, get out and spread liberally some pickled jalapenos. And like I said before, if you don't like pickled jalapenos, you don't like jalapenos in general, they're too spicy for you, whatever, you can use regular pickles. They should work just fine. I have not tried it myself, mostly because of the fact that I like jalapenos, and that's how Casey's makes his with jalapenos. But pickles should work perfectly fine because you got a very similar flavor from the pickles, just no spice whatsoever. So go pretty generous with these, spread them out. All right, it's about ready to go in the oven, so we're going to stick it in the oven, 375 degrees for about 15 to 20 minutes. All right, so the brisket pizza is out of the oven and looking beautiful. We're just going to go ahead and drizzle some ranch on top. There it is. Cut that up and then do the taste test. All right, and now the taste test.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
So good. That was so good.
You-
One of my absolute favorite pizzas we make. Homemade barbecue sauce, homemade brisket, jalapeno, or the pickled jalapenos go so well with this. And I don't always like pickled jalapenos. And the ranch to top it off.
All right, so let's grab a piece here with a little bit of everything on it. Snag that brisket there, but just look real closely at that. You can see under the cheese, you got the brisket and the barbecue sauce and the onions, and then of course on top you have the jalapenos and the ranch drizzle. And, don't make this very often. Usually we just get the Casey's version, but I'm not excited. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll see. I'm telling you, you should make this if you can. If you don't have brisket available, you don't want to spend the money on brisket, go ahead and just get yourself some, do like some grilled chicken, or, you know, you don't even have to do grilled chicken. You can just cook up some chicken in a skillet. You can do shredded pulled pork. That's really great as well. We've done it that way with carnitas. But no matter what, this is fantastic. If you have a Casey's close to you and you want to try it before you make it, go ahead and try theirs. Theirs is great too, but I'm telling you, making it yourself, it's even better. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like if you liked this video, subscribe to the channel and share with your friends, and stay tuned for more recipes that, while not necessarily authentic, are always delicious. Just toss on a little bit. So, don't forget, no matter what else you think about anything else, that is not a good way to phrase that.